gets going, passions flowing, dreams start glowing. You best be ready, heartbeat steady, cause the air gets heavy. The game is here, no time for fear. Can you hear the cheers? Yeah.
Under the lights, baby. Under the lights.
Let's go.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by John Wayne Service Company.
You are looking live at a beautiful backdrop in San Antonio, Texas for some live local high school football. Alamo Stadium, the rock pile, the backdrop, as Veterans Memorial takes on Brackenridge in a big district showdown on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. Good evening, everybody. I'm Don Harris along with Chuck McAtinnick. We are now into week 5, which means we're in the meat of the district schedule. And what better play than a battle for first place right off the bat?
No question, Don. I mean, when you look at these two teams tonight, Brackenridge and Veterans Memorial, both of these squads could easily be undefeated. I mean, let's be real. Brackenridge had a 20-3 lead over Lee, blew that game, and then Veterans Memorial got into a shootout with Bernie Champion. So they are undefeated in league play, and obviously this is a huge game for both teams tonight. Yes, it's early in 13-5A and league play, but you see Wagner lurking, and we all know how good they are. So the winner tonight is really going to put themselves in a very good spot 3 games in.
The Patriots average 54 points a game on offense, and they also limit their opponents because of this big guy in the middle on the defensive front, Dresden McIver Brown.
Yeah, this is a young man that already has a firm offer in play from UTEP to play football at the next level. He was also honorable mention All-State last year. This is the kind of young man we're talking about, but he's also been great in the classroom. He's a very disruptive player in the meat of that defensive line. The coaches tell us when he does his job and does it effectively, it just makes it so much easier on the other 2 levels of defense.
Willie Hall says his Brackenridge offense is, quote, high octane, and it all starts with this guy, number 12, their quarterback, Julian Cameron.
Well, we can first of all talk about Julian in the classroom. Perfect 4.0 there, but he's also a 3-sport athlete. You know, I like the guy because he's an all-district center fielder. It's a good place to start. Also a track man, but this guy has an elite level understanding of the game of football, and he really is like having an extra coach on the field. He's free to do pretty much whatever he wants in terms of checking in and out of plays.
We're hoping to bring you a full game of high school football. Last night we were postponed and canceled because of a lightning delay. Let's check out tonight's weather with our Shelter Pro Game Time weather. Alex Garcia down on the sidelines. Alex?
Hey guys, a lot better tonight than what it was last time. We had those big puffy clouds going on out there. Tonight, take a look at that. We got these flat clouds going on. That means no big storms going on. Beautiful night tonight. Temperatures 90 and dropping. We've got a light variable wind. Great for the run, great for the pass, great night for football overall.
No matter who wins, the guy that's going to have the most fun tonight will be Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines. Zach, besides playing the drums and eating all the free tacos, what you got for us tonight?
Hey, Don and Chuck, just caught up with both coaches real quick before they headed into the locker room for their last-minute message. Coach Hall with Brackenridge says that they have to eliminate the big play for Veterans Memorial, both on the ground and in the air. That offense can pop at any time. Meanwhile, Coach Mendoza says that the motto tonight is simple. The message is just do your best and do not sweat the rest. They hope to stay on schedule tonight, play within themselves, so then we'll see who comes out on top with the league standings, who can get to 3-0 tonight. Guys?
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. When we come back, we'll have our Taco Cabana's keys to the game. Veterans Memorial, Brackenridge, first place on the line in the district standings next.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by John Wayne Service Company.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. It is time for our Taco Cabana keys to the game. And we're going to start with the Veterans Memorial Patriots. Coach, Chuck, what are their keys?
Well, first of all, I think this is going to be the theme for the night because both teams can be very explosive. You have got to value the football in this game, no question about it. Secondly, for Richard Mendoza's bunch, he says he wants his kids to take care of each other. And what he means by that is he really wants them to be able to communicate things both on offense and on defense, be able to talk to each other that way. And then secondly, don't try to do too much, as you heard Zach say.
Here's Coach Richard Mendoza.
Just do what we do. Don't get too high on the highs and don't get too low on the lows. Just be consistent and, do your best. Don't sweat the rest and let everything else take care of itself.
Willie Hall's been going on year 40 for the Brackenridge Eagles. Chuck, what are their keys?
Well, Coach Hall, he's another one of those guys that's a firm believer in don't turning it over. It can really do me in a game like this. Secondly, they want to be able to run the ball tonight and try to keep Veterans Memorial's offense off the field if they can. Lastly, kind of coincides with number 3, right? You got to get some stops on defense.
Here's Coach Willie Hall.
Well, those guys are very athletic. They got good team speed. They're just a good bunch of guys.
All right, it's going to be fun tonight. Veterans Memorial and Brack will get the kids off their phones and ready to watch some football. When we come back, we'll have our national anthem, and we'll have kickoff from Alamo Stadium on TNL after this.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Associated Collision Center, serving San Antonio since 1976.
We are about ready to kick it off here at Alamo Stadium. Veterans Memorial and Brackenridge getting after it in a big district ball game tonight. Right now it's time for our national anthem. Let's turn it over to our public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to San Antonio Independent School District, Alamo Stadium for tonight's game featuring the visiting San Antonio Veterans Memorial Patriots and tonight's home team, the Brackenridge Eagles. Fans, at this time, would you please rise? Remove your caps. As we introduce the George W. Brackenridge High School Golden Color Guard. If we could have the band go ahead and stop, please. Thank you, band. Introducing the color guard, Cadet First Lieutenant Chloe Bruno. The Texas flag bearer is Cadet Second Lieutenant Nadia Barrientos. The guards are Cadet Captain Bethany Vincent and Cadet First Lieutenant Cassandra Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, the George W. Brackenridge High School Golden Color Guard. Next, we'll have our national anthem. We ask that you please remain standing until the color guard exits the field. Thank you. Already, please rise. Remove your caps as we honor America with our national anthems presented by the Eagles Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Jesse Horta. Ladies and gentlemen, the Star Spangled Banner. Once again, fans, please remain standing.
Thanks for watching the Thursday Night Lights pregame show. Stay tuned for tonight's first half kickoff.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. We're getting ready to kick it off here on Thursday Night Lights, Veterans Memorial and Brackenridge. As we've set the scene, both teams at the top of their district standings, 3-1 overall records. Willie Hall's lone loss was to Lee in a 30-27 game that Chuck told you about, where they had a big lead and let that go. They beat Burbank last week 28-13, and the Bulldogs were 3-0 for the first time in 41 years before Coach Willie Hall's Eagles got to them. Meanwhile, Veterans Memorial has just been really impressive, averaging 54 points a game. They scored 63 against Floresville, 59 last week against Edison, and they've outscored their opponents 115-0 over the last 2 weeks. So good offense and good defense for Richard Mendoza.
Yeah, I mean, and then you're talking about the Brack team and their defense, and their 3 wins, Don. They've only given up 13 points, so this is going to be a battle of wills tonight.
Simeon Woodard, Balin Jackson back to receive our opening kickoff. And Veterans Memorial is going to have good field position after the San Antonio Police Department first half kickoff. Visit sapdcareers.com.
Yeah, assuming that the rugby scrum would ever stop.
Pushing forward all the way
good start
past the 40-yard line. So here's a look at Khalik Paulette. He's put up some big numbers. Transferred in. 31 for 58 on the year for over 504 yards and 6 touchdowns. A number of backs who run the football. Jason Lazo, back there with him right now. And we're ready to get it underway. First down and 10 for the Patriots. It's Lazo with the fake. He fires out to the far sideline. It's a nice gain on the play. Isaac Barrera played some quarterback for the Patriots last year. They moved him after Khalik transferred in, and they like to spread him out all over the field. There you're taking a look at their offensive lineup. Big Josh Walker, an all-district team, leading the way for the center, as the center up front for that offensive front as they completed to Balin Jackson, and another nice gain for the Patriots as they're moving the football here early.
Yeah, Barrera's going to see some time at quarterback as well, and he's primarily a running guy, so they're going to give you a lot of different looks, this Veterans Memorial offense.
Paulette turns and hands this time, and the Brack defense holding strong. That's Lazo on the carry. Looks like Carlo Chavez got there for that tackle. Let's take a look at that Brack defense. A couple of returning all-district players, including Michael Puente at safety, leading that lineup. Another nice defensive play right there by the Eagles. Alejandro Vallejo making a nice play, and that'll set up 4th down and 3. And they're in 2-down territory here to go for it. 4-down territory. Ball spotted at about the 38. JC Solitaire joins Lazo in the backfield. Solitaire comes in motion. Paulette wants to go deep, got a man down there, but incomplete, and the Patriots will turn it over on downs, and the Eagles will hold on their first possession. Nice defensive stand by Brackenridge.
Well, it all starts up front for Brack and their defensive line. I mean, they've got some very talented big guys on that D-line. Arevalo, Naranjo, Stevens. It's a very talented, very physical and active group, and they did a really good job there on that first series.
Veterans Memorial will have the size advantage over Brackenridge with these two units on the field, but Willie Hall likes his offense as they're very explosive, and Julian Cameron leading the way at quarterback, and he's got trips to his left-hand side. And he rolls that way. Cameron fires deep on the first play, looking for a man, and it's a jump ball, almost intercepted.
That's a really good job by the Veterans Memorial defense, because they were stacking those receivers over on the left side, and those safeties got to make a decision. That was pretty darn good coverage downfield there for Veterans Memorial, and we're going to see some different looks tonight for Brackenridge. I was talking to their quarterbacks coach before the game, and he said, we're going to give them some different looks tonight, knowing that this is a big game, and we were kind of saving some stuff just primarily to kind of unleash tonight.
All right, that sets up 2nd and 10. Cameron keeps. Oh, that's actually not Cameron who's playing quarterback. That's Hector Hernandez, who actually attempted that first pass as they went deep to their quarterback Cameron on the first play. Got us all confused here. Not playing quarterback.
Well, they are going to give him some different looks, as he said. I mean, you know, this is such a big game, obviously, for both teams. It's not necessarily going to, you know, define their entire season, but clearly, you know, 3 games in, get a chance to go 3-0 tonight. You got to save some of your stuff for some of the better teams in your league. Clearly, Brack is doing that tonight.
So it's Hernandez rolling right. Firing out that way, and that was short, incomplete. That'll set up 2nd down and 10.
It's one of those things now, you're Veterans Memorial, you're seeing some stuff you probably haven't seen all year. And, you know, I would say to this point, their defense has done a pretty good job with their reads and not looking at all the window dressing.
Hector Hernandez getting the entire series at quarterback. And instead, they've moved Cameron to wide receiver. Now Cameron sets up as QB. Chuck, they're going to keep us on our toes tonight. There's another shift.
I like it. Think something's on the line tonight, huh?
I'm just going to say the guy in the purple's got it. In motion, little jet sweep fake, inside handoff. Dancing around, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, is Carlos Hernandez. Doesn't get much, and that'll set up 3rd down and long. Take a look at the Brackenridge starting lineup. For what it's worth, we do know that the big guys up front have remained consistent on the first series. Diego Cornejo, number 70, is a 2nd-team All-District player from a year ago. And now Cameron goes back to the quarterback position, 2 receivers on each side. And they bring Marvin Levington in motion. It's a keep by Cameron, and he is well short. Gains about 1, maybe 2. And it'll be 4th down for the Eagles.
Samarie Stevenson, 24 for Veterans Memorial. Looked at all that stuff that was going on, got his guys in the right spot, and then he was one of the guys that ended up making that play. You see him there, number 24, but just a really good job by the Patriots staying at home and just kind of looking what's in front of you after the play is snapped and not all the stuff that's going on pre-snap.
Simeon Woodard back to receive the punt. Low snap, good job getting it up and getting a high punt for Brackenridge, although it was angled to the sideline. That was Ruben Gomez. And so Veterans Memorial will again have pretty good field position here. But before we go to break, we got a flag. Let's stay here and see where we're going. Let's see what the call is.
It's going to be offsides. It's going to be offsides on Veterans Memorial. They were lined up offsides on the punt.
Willie Hall will listen in to David Maxwell here.
And maybe have a decision to make.
On the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. 4th down.
All right, so instead of 4th down and 8, it'll be 4th and 3. Gomez will still line up to punt it. And that could be an adventure as well, as Coach Hall told us that he'll put Cameron back there sometimes and quick kick on 3rd down, and you never know. Juggled on the hop. Much better kick right down the middle. Fair catch. Simeon Woodward's got it at the 10. And a big difference there, about 30 yards, as Veterans Memorial will take over on their 11 when we come back.
No score early on in the first quarter here at Alamo Stadium. Zach Hedrick back with you here. I'm joined by the Taco Cabana District and Regional Manager team. We're going to pick up some pick-out football games here in a little bit, but first we're going to talk to Ed Eiserman here. Ed, you and I were talking about earlier, there's a cool special. We're going to talk about that with Mike earlier about ordering, but you got to know what those specials are first before you put your order in.
Absolutely. I want to talk to you guys about the TC Time specials. Come for breakfast. We got 2 bacon, egg, and cheese tacos for $2.99. And if you're still hungry for lunch, come back and see us for 2 soft or 2 crispy beef tacos, rice and beans for $3.99. And if you're still hungry, come back and see us for supper. 2 chicken fajita tacos, rice and beans for $4.99.
So it looks like you got a few boxes of them that you brought along with you for all the crew and the fans here tonight. So.
Absolutely. Can't wait to give them away.
And Ed was talking earlier, you don't even have to leave your couch. You don't have to leave your seat in the stadium if you want some Taco Cabana. Mike Vela is here to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. So before I do that, I want to introduce Mayor Morales, who's the regional director here in San Antonio. You got Wilfredo, he's district manager, Ed, district manager, Ophelia, district manager, and Cesar's the district manager. Victor's not here today, he's also district manager. So the whole team is here. But yes, you're correct. If you don't want to leave your couch today, just go TC website. You can order food and get it delivered to your home. Also starting Monday on the 30th of September, we're going to launch our new catering website. So if you guys want special events, want to order food, just go to our website, order it, have it delivered for one of our hubs, and you're set. You're ready to go.
Sounds good, and we planned ahead. We already got our food, guys in the truck, Don and Chuck up in the booth, you got some food on the way, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. Appreciate it. Good times there in our company cafeteria as that one's caught over the middle. Darius Guess is off to the races. Touchdown, Veterans Memorial. They strike first, 89 yards.
Well, just when you thought Brackenridge had a lock on this Veterans Memorial offense, 12 goes running across the field completely unchecked. And there's nobody within a country mile of that young man.
Darius Guest, their leading receiver, coming into tonight, and boy, did he run away from the pack there.
Yeah, what did he have? 17 catches for 305 yards and 6 TDs coming into the ball game. Wow.
First team all-district a year ago as well. Cameron Caldwell's extra point is good. We told you they light up the scoreboard, do the Patriots, and they just have. It's 7-0 Veterans Memorial when we come back to Alamo Stadium. Welcome back. Time for our Go Public Smile Cam, and there's a lot to smile about for the Veterans Memorial squad. They're having a great time out here at Alamo Stadium, up 7-0 thanks to Darius Guess. And you can guess who the fastest guy on the team is.
He's one of them, but talking to Coach Mendoza during the week, he said, we've got another guy by the name of Balin Jackson. We line up on the other side, and really you cannot tilt the field even as talented as Darius Guess is, because they've got athletes all over the field. You got to respect them all. So that was just one of those where
J.C. Solitaire, number 28, is another guy who can fly.
So you got these guys all over the place, and you got to respect the fact that any one of them could hit one out of the park if they get their hands on it.
Justin Cabrera and Marvin Livingston back. As Veterans Memorial will get ready to boot it away. That's Cameron Caldwell. Does all of their kicking here. Brackenridge will try to get something going here as this one's fielded at the 8. Right up the middle and across the 30, still on his feet before being form tackled. That's Marvin Livingston on the carry. And we have a flag on the play.
Holding. Number 83 of the return team. Penalty is 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Been a lot of talk at all levels of football about eliminating the kickoff. Concussions, one reason. Everybody's gone to that pooch kick. That's another reason. And you know what? Penalties might be another reason. How many kickoffs out of 10 have either a block in the back or a hold?
Well, you're right. And I mean, you know, because it's being phased out of the game, I mean, you wonder, I mean, how often do teams at all levels actually practice it? You know, I mean, it's going by the way of the dinosaur.
All right, so a new set of downs for the Brackenridge Eagles at their own 19-yard line. 6:37 here to go. Hand to the near side on a trap play is Jade Rios on the carry. Elijah Moffitt makes the tackle after a gain of about 3.
Big Diego Cornejo doing his job over there on the left side. Young man, 6'2", number 70. He's really done a good job holding the edge over there all year long.
2nd and 7 for Cameron, calling the snaps now. Brackenridge trying to speed this game up. Turns and hands, and a good defensive push there by Veterans Memorial as Carlos Hernandez did not get much. Devin Brewer there with a lot of his friends.
And you saw Cornejo that time pulling and doing a good job, but Veterans Memorial and their linebackers doing an outstanding job of communicating and rallying to the ball.
No gain on the play, sets up 3rd down and 7 for Willie Hall's crew. Again, it's Julian Campbell. Hernandez behind him. And 2 wide receivers to each side. Passing down for Cameron. Pressured, hit as he throws, and it's a jump ball, and it's picked off. Simeon Woodward with the Oski. Got some room to run. Gets a block to the 20. And bounces out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Simeon Woodward, their punt returner, he's electric. And, you know, Chuck, I'm not sure of the young man who got to Cameron, but it caused that ball to hang up because he was hit right as he threw it, and it was anybody's duck to go get.
Well, they were talking about Simeon Woodward being the guy that's a boundary corner, has a ton of responsibilities, but understands the game at an elite level. Angles in particular is what Coach Mendoza was telling me over the phone this week. A lot of interest in that young man at the next level, and you just saw why.
We're in the U.S. Army red zone as Paulette falls forward for 3 or 4. You've got to give love to Jaden Summers, who caused that ball to flutter. He was a unanimous first-team All-District player a year ago. Little fade to the outside corner and overthrown. Darius Guess, who's already scored once tonight, the intended receiver, but that's incomplete. There's a flag down on the play. Official tonight, David Maxwell and his crew.
On the defense, that penalty is half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
We're inside the U.S. Army red zone as the Patriots look to make it 14-0 here with another score. Paulette, hands inside, good tough run. J.C. Solitaire to about the 2. Good job by the Brackenridge defense to bow up and hold him short.
Jason De Leon in particular, number 64, and had some company there, no doubt. Brack's got a great defensive line. You have to be really great right here.
Balin Johnson split to the right-hand side. Instead, it's the hand up the middle. Again, tough running, diving in. No signal. Now there is. Touchdown, Veterans Memorial. As they went inside, J.C. Solitaire, I believe, was the ball carrier. Kind of got it on a second effort to extend the ball over the goal line. A nice, tough job of running there by Solitaire.
Well, isn't it interesting? Come out, you start this ball game if you're Brack and you're really playing great. You know, the first 7 plays on defense, Veterans Memorial has a hard time doing anything. And all it takes is one big play, and next thing you know, you're on your heels and down 2 scores.
Cameron Caldwell's extra point is good, and the Patriots from Veterans Memorial take a 2-touchdown lead here at Alamo Stadium. Coming back. Beautiful sunset in San Antonio. Good night for football. Veterans Memorial leading Brackenridge here 14-0 in the first quarter. 4 minutes left to go, and the Patriots have come out. We told you how explosive they were. Again, 115-0 over the last 2 weeks, and they've come out quickly and put some points on the board.
Well, this is a really challenging part of Brackenridge's schedule. And, you know, we're talking to Willie Hall this week, and he says, I love it. This is what you play for, you know? You like playing these non-district games to kind of get you ready for this, but Coach Hall says, I really love it when people tell us we can't. And, you know, his team's off to a really good start, too. They just got to kind of settle down here and see if they can't get something going on offense, get back in this football game.
Colwell kicking it away to Marvin Livingston and Brian Leha. And is he going to bring it out? He is. Across the 10 to about the 20. Look out. Oh, he stumbled just short of the 20. Brian Leha, some courage. As we go down to Zach Hedrick, who has courage of his own. Is he going to attempt another pass tonight, Zach?
Hey, Don and Chuck, thanks. Joined with Mr. Don Rackler. And Don, pretty great night for football tonight. We were just talking. Great weather, great facility.
Beautiful facility, great weather, nice evening.
I mean, couldn't ask for anything better.
Absolutely not. Good night.
Don, so again, we've been awarding out all the player of the games throughout the week, but then that all goes into the player of the week, which you guys are a part of for the Sports Sunday show. Of course, we hand out the hardware tonight and the fancy hat that you got on there that you guys have been handing out. So tell people how to get involved for voting for Player of the Week.
Player of the Week, well, you got to watch Don Harris on Sunday night. He names the 3 players for the Players of the Week, and then go to johnwayne.com, find that player, and vote. And you can vote every hour, and we encourage, once we know the players, the school to get behind that player, and family, friends, grandma, grandpas, everybody get out there and vote as many times, and the one who gets the most votes wins Player of the Week.
And there's an added bonus for all the votes that you send in to those voting polls. What happens with that?
The adding bonus is that once you vote, you're automatically entered into the John Wayne Home Makeover, which is $10,000, whether it be plumbing, air conditioning, or electrical, or a combination of all 3. Just by voting, you're automatically entered, and one winner in San Antonio is going to win at the end of the season.
When does that get announced?
That will be announced after the end of the season, before the playoffs.
Gotcha. Okay, so something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And guys, we got 2 great quarterbacks on both sides of the ball, but in case something happens, Don's been warming up tonight. He's got somebody down the way there. He's ready to let it loose. Look at that. All right, sign him up. Guys, back to you.
Touchdown, Don Rackler. All right, thanks a lot, Zach. And congratulations to DeAnthony Lewis of Judson, who was the John Wayne Player of the Week this week after 229 yards and 3 touchdowns in that shootout with Steele. And there's some recruiting news there, huh, Chuck?
Yeah. Talked to his mom and DeAnthony before the game. USC, the first to offer him. Mike Jinks coming back to his old stomping grounds and working it over.
There you go.
Good for him, and you got to believe that's the first of many that are going to get on that bandwagon. That's a fine young football player right there. Nice young man. His mom was really nice too, Don, as I know you got a chance to meet with him as well before the game today.
Man, there'd be a lot worse places to go spend 4 years of your life than Southern California playing for the Trojans. That would be fun, man. I'm sure there'll be more offers coming in as we got another penalty down here. Brackenridge has done a good job of throwing some wrinkles in here to kind of break the drought. No penalty, blood on the arm.
Yeah, what they've done, had a couple little misdirection runs that have really worked well for him here the last couple plays.
All right, so Cameron will take the snap here on 2nd and 4. They found some space in this Patriot defense. See if it continues. A little jet sweep to the near side. Veterans Memorial had good stay-at-home ability there. Woodard came up to finish him off. Jade Rios on the carry. Elijah Moffitt, the first guy there. Time right now for our U.S. Army player profile, and it is Rios, the young man on the carry. He's a senior tight end and linebacker, 6'1", 210, 3-year football player, all-district tight end a year ago, and he also throws a shot put in track. Our Army player profile, that man right there, Jade Rios. 3rd down and 5. Back in their own territory as Cameron takes a straight drop. Looks, now wants to run. Nowhere to go, and he's dragged down after a short gain. Good pursuit and contain. Ryu Williams, 2nd team all-district performer a year ago, there to bring him down.
Well, it all starts with the coverage downfield. There was just nowhere to go with the football. And Ryu was doing his job as a spy on that particular play. As soon as the quarterback decided he was going to tuck it and try to get it upfield, Ryu went in there and snuffed it out.
Woodard back to receive the punt off of the leg of Ruben Gomez as we tick down near the end of the first quarter. Here on 4th and 5, ball spotted on the 37. Snap mishandle, doing a good job to get it off as Gomez. Woodard will fair catch it, he muffed it. This one's up for grabs, and Brackenridge has it. Big time special teams play by Keith Fennell. A break for the Eagles with only 8 seconds to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, you know, if you're Willie Hall, you're thinking, no, we get the bad snap, and you're thinking disaster. You're going to lose all kinds of field position, and then all of a sudden you're going, yeah. You get a breakdown at the other end. Really heads up there by 2, huh? Not an easy thing to do when a football, oblong as it is bouncing around down there. No true hops. Good job by that young man to get on the football.
All right, stoppage of play by the officials, and now they say wind the clock, let's go. Clock will start on the snap, 8 seconds to go. Handoff to the right side, and that'll take us to the end of the quarter. A.J. Talamentes on the carry, and that'll do it. Brack will have the ball, 2nd down in the second quarter when we come back, but right now, the first quarter belongs to the Veterans Memorial Patriots. It's 14-0 here at Alamo Stadium. Welcome back. Time now for our Mission Discount Water Softeners highlights. Boy, it didn't take long for Veterans Memorial to go to the house. 89 yards. Paulette to Darius Guess. It was 7-0. Defense coming through. We told you how good their D is. Woodard comes up with the pick. The return put the Patriots back in business, and they scored again on a short touchdown run by Solitaire. This makes it 14-0 as we come to the end of the first quarter, but they had a special team snafu, and now Brack's got it in good field position here to start the second quarter. In fact, they're in the Army red zone.
Yeah, Jaden Summers is the guy that helped force that interception. The linebacking core for this Veterans Memorial team has been awfully good so far tonight.
Oh, nice first down gain by A.J. Talamentes. He's their leading rusher coming in. Didn't see much of him in the first quarter. He played the last series. He's got 29 carries for 226 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year, second only to Carlos Hernandez.
I was talking to Coach Hall this week, and he said, you know, we've got a lot of guys that can really play. And so we don't have anybody that really pops at you with the stats, because we've got 4 or 5 guys that we like, and they've all earned the right to play.
So that sets up 3rd down and 4. Throwing it wide open. Touchdown, Brack. Jade Rios on a little tight end pop pass. Broke free, and Julian Cameron hit him right in stride.
Interesting, right? Always is. You get a couple of run plays, you get some misdirections going, and all of a sudden, you take the eyes of the defender, they start looking at the ball a little too much, and then get the old okie dokie over the top for the 6.
All right, so Brack is on the board. Ruben Gomez on to kick the extra point. That kick is up and good, and we're back in 30 seconds.
Airport parking has never been this easy. Whether you use one of our 2 economy lots with free shuttle service, our long-term or short-term parking garage, or if you're a member of our guaranteed parking program, airport parking has never been this easy. Take advantage of our Park Assist app and know the availability of parking spaces before you leave home. Fly easier, fly San Antonio.
All right, so Willie Hall's guys back on the board on the touchdown catch from Jade Rios. Take a look at the replay. A little misdirection and then popping wide open. Good throw. You still got to throw it and catch it. And young men did a good job of that.
Yeah, Julian Cameron, as we said, I mean, this is a young man that's perfect in the classroom, and where they really like his ability that, he really understands the game of football, and he's got every bit of confidence from his coaching staff that if he sees something at the line of scrimmage and he thinks it might work, he's got 7 or 8 options that he can go to at any time and work the play that he feels most comfortable with.
So it's taken by the up man to the 30-yard line, and that's where Veterans Memorial will have it here on their first possession of the second quarter. It's a Gold's Gym first down. And we'll see what Kalik Paulette has up his sleeve here as the Patriots get ready to try and move it again. High-octane, quick-scoring team. And he spreads out the Brackenridge defense. Jet sweep coming this way. Isaac Barrera, he's got plenty of room and plenty of yards, and he's got a Gold's Gym first down.
Yep, you got to watch the ball on those RPOs, man. Everybody trying to get a shot in on the quarterback. And next thing you know, the running back's turning it upfield and moving the sticks.
So, a Gold's Gym first down. J.C. Saltaire in the backfield. Paulette rolls right, blitz coming. Now fires, got a man and missed him. Barrera broke free at the end of that one after the corner stayed deep on the fly route. Had Barrera over the middle at about the 40 and just let it get away from him.
Yeah, he hurried his pass a little bit thanks to Xavier Lopez shooting through there and kind of disrupting things, putting some pressure on him, number 20.
Pat's going with tempo here. 3 to the right, they hand it up the middle. Gashing forward for about 4 is Solitaire. Right now, time to tell you about the San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge powered by CPS Energy. It's underway. Register your squad to win $1,000 or $500 and cheer at the All-American Bowl or the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game at the Dome on January 4th. Just visit the CW35.com. 3rd and 6 for Veterans Memorial. Paulette back, wants to throw it, holds, now goes deep. Got a man breaking open, and he hit him. Caught. It's Guess. And Guess has his second touchdown of the night. What a throw on the run with touch to find Guess in stride.
Just an outstanding job by Kalik Paulette in using some of that state triple jumping athleticism coming into play. Acted like he was going to run the football, then popped it back, threw it off his back foot, and delivered a dime to Mr. Guess.
Second touchdown of the night for Darius. That extra point sneaks through, and Veterans Memorial now has a 21-7 lead. 9:51 to go. Good football game here at Alamo Stadium on Taco Cabana. Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to the Rock Pile. 21-7 Veterans Memorial over Brackenridge. Some big plays from that Patriot offense, and that's keeping Cameron Caldwell as a busy man. kickers at 3 extra points and 3 kickoffs.
Yeah, I notice how far he's kicking that ball, too. He's got quite a little leg on him,
He's a
too.
good one.
I say little, he ain't very little, that's for sure. Not by kicker standards, that's for sure.
Brian Leha and Marvin Livingston back to receive this one. Good kick again. Gonna bounce it to 1. So another really good kick by Caldwell as we go down to the sidelines and Zach Hedrick.
Thanks, Don and Chuck. Joined now with Riley Walker in San Antonio Sports. And Riley, throughout the season, we've been talking about Beyond the Game. Tell us, what's that all about?
Sure. So San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare teamed up to recognize high school and middle school athletic teams that, exhibit character traits such as respect, caring, and selfless service through community service efforts. Essentially, you can nominate a team by going to sanantoniosports.org/beyondthegame, and we'll recognize teams on your CW's Thursday Night Lights broadcast, social media, and 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB inside the Alamo Dome on January 4th.
We got some good teams tonight who do great things on the football field, but you guys are also recognizing them for what they do off the field so far as community projects.
Absolutely, and the way it started was really through Hall of Fame coach Grant Taft's book, Coach's Influence Beyond the Game. It inspires coaches to positively influence their athletes to represent these key character traits. Essentially, we've seen teams and coaches do this in our own community, and we want to shine a light on them. And to do that, you would just go to sanantoniosports.org/beyondthegame and nominate a team.
Is there a registration deadline for any of that for these teams to get nominated?
No time soon. I believe it goes all the way through March, so we want to continue to highlight as many teams as we can through your TNL broadcast. So I believe we've got about 4 or 5 games left, so hopefully we'll get some more stories in.
Riley, thanks so much for the time. Don, Chuck, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Zach. At the outset of this broadcast, we featured Dresden McIver Brown as one of our key players, and big number 6 just put the wood to the Brackenridge offense there. In fact, the last 2 hits by Woodard and Dresden Brown have been, let's just say, impactful.
Well, again, what's interesting about both of these young men, we could talk all day about what kind of football players, and they are. I mean, they're both great students. I mean, Woodward is a 4.0 student, Don, on top of being that kind of a football player. I mean, these are elite level guys we're talking about here, not just in football.
Straight drop, little screen over to the near side, and another big collision as Carlos Hernandez picks up about 6, but after a couple of big losses, it's going to be 4th and long. As again, Simeon Woodard and Ryu Williams making the play there. We saw these guys in practice this week, and we're just amazed at the size of some of these kids playing for Veterans Memorial.
Yeah, I mean, their linebacking core, you can see how active and how smart they are, too. I mean, they don't give a whole lot away, the whole group of them. Then you got Moffitt, Frazier, King, and Woodard on the back end. I mean, that's some tough customers.
High kick. Woodard muffed the last one, and he makes sure he brings this one in at his own 48-yard line, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
At San Antonio International Airport, we don't just make flying easier, we make it an experience. Take advantage of the galleries at SAT or SAT Live, where we feature local San Antonio artists and performers to enhance your traveling experience. We have nursing stations, pet relief stations, and of course our world famous ambassadors, all here to make your traveling experience better. Fly easier, fly San Antonio.
All right, Veterans Memorial is off to the races again. This time it's Khalik Paulette showing off his wheels. 26-yard gain for Paulette.
Yeah, Don,
on
you talked
first down.
You talked about him coming in as a transfer, and Coach Mendoza was saying how much each week he just looks better and better and better running this offense, which you'd expect. But man, he's peaking at the right time, right in the face of these big football games.
We'll start on the offense, number 12. 5 yards from the previous spot.
it'll be first down. Veterans Memorial in their second year of varsity play, if you're unfamiliar with the Patriots. New school in the Judson district. They draw their kids from Kitty Hawk Middle School, so they take away from Judson more so than Wagner. Won their playoff game in their very first year as he goes deep for a man caught. Touchdown, Isaac Barrera. How about the arm and the touch of Khalid Paulette?
And I'm going to tell you, he took one heck of a shot from Xavier Lopez, who was blitzing again. Xavier almost got home, but Paulette hanging in there. That was a man-sized throw, and once again, it's delivered on time and on the button.
I'm telling you, on the button. Not an easy throw to put it where he put it, right on the money. And it's 28-7, Veterans Memorial. One more look. Khalid Paulette leading his man right on time. Touchdown, Patriots.
Tonight's Band Camp is sponsored by iDreamSA.com.
Welcome back to Alamo Stadium as you take a look at our Dream SA Band Cam. Veterans Memorial Band getting warmed up, ready for halftime. Make sure you stick around for our halftime show. Still 7 minutes and 13 seconds left of football before we get there. Marvin Livingston and Brian Leha back to receive another Cameron Colwell kickoff. Last one, Colwell bounced at the 1. Big time leg, which is good to see. You don't see them doing that with a pooch kick. He'll kick it away. This one's going to get to the end zone. 6 yards deep. Another booming kick by Colwell. And Brackenridge will try and stay in this football game after they've been punched in the mouth by this Patriot offense. We talked about a little bit before the touchdown. A new school that won a playoff game in their very first year of existence, playing varsity football. These kids are in their 4th year. The school opened with them as true freshmen, and they've gone through the program. They played some JV and freshman ball. Last year, their first year of varsity football, made the playoffs in their first year, won a playoff game in their first year, and you can tell they've got talent and they've got a program. Surprise, surprise, right, from the Judson district that's going to be good.
Oh, and by a guy, Coach Mendoza, who played for DW Rutledge.
This ball's thrown down there, out of bounds. Hector Hernandez, the intended receiver, didn't quite locate the football, but it was out of bounds anyway. Cameron threw it that way. Yeah, that Wagner Judson Veterans Memorial district has that rich history, even Steele to a certain degree, of people who have played in that area of town under D.W. Rutledge. Jim Rackley. Sean McAuliffe was another Judson coach that played at Judson. Steeped in tradition, and again, all 3 of these schools are very, very good despite, taking the talent from Judson when everybody said Judson was Judson because they had more people. Well, now they're split into 3 high schools, and all 3 are very good.
Well, you saw on that play right there, they were, Veterans Memorial was getting kind of gashed here and there on some misdirection runs. And then look at that, making in-game adjustments as you go. That time they had 5 guys around the football. And then, talking to Richard Mendoza this week, he really felt like it was a huge advantage being able to coach freshmen and then sophomores and then juniors and now seniors, some of them. And really, some of these guys having varsity coaches even as freshmen. He really felt like that was a huge advantage as they were building the program.
A little slant thrown high, incomplete on 3rd and long, and so Brackenridge will punt it away. Again, not able to move the football here in the second quarter. And Veterans Memorial will send Woodard back to midfield to field another punt. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, not having the pressure of playing varsity for the first couple of years and then easing their way into those big-time competition. But you have to have a program, you have to have good coaches, and you have to have athletes, and they seem to have all three. Now it takes a backward bounce. Somebody jump on it as it goes all the way back to the 35-yard line, so good field position for Veterans Memorial. Take a look at our U.S. Army player profile. One of those Patriots is junior running back Jason Lazo. They love this kid's toughness. 2-year starter in football and baseball, all district, and he's a tough runner, especially between the tackles.
Yeah, I was talking to his coach this week, and he said he doesn't say much. He lets his play do the talking, and I like that. Yeah, they really like him and think a lot of him, that's for sure.
All right, here's 1st and 10 for Paulette. Guess what? He's going deep again. Got a man, got it completed, got another touchdown. This time it's Roberto Garcia, wide open, straight fly route. And Paulette put it on the money. We're going to check with Mark Kusenberger and check his numbers because this young man having one of the finest nights in the history of TNL.
Yeah, that should put him over 200 yards, but you're getting a full-on dose of how explosive this offense can be. I mean, you can't focus on trying to take just one thing away because as soon as you focus in on one thing, they're going to hit you somewhere else.
And, you know, we take for granted at the high school level, I mean, this is NFL-type accuracy that we're seeing from this kid. On some of those crossing routes where he was rolling to his right, those were very difficult throws. And here he just sets up and flings it, and he is not missing. Bill Walsh, the great coach, always said, throw it out a foot in front of him. Make him extend his arms, and he is leading his receivers perfectly in stride on all of these throws.
Yeah, 100%. Look at that. 6 of 9, 228, 4 touchdowns already.
On 9 attempts. That's if you said, hey, Chuck, he had 228 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, how many attempts you think he had?
That's a good week, young man. That's
14 of 20, maybe 14 of 25 or something like that.
It's a good quarter and a half, as it turns out.
We are seeing why the Patriots have put up 59, 56, 54, and 63 in their first 4 ball games. And somewhere, Floresville, Bernie Champion, Lanier, and Edison can tell Brackenridge, yeah, we know how you feel.
Well, apparently the TNL record for throwing in a game is 359 by Gilbert Garcia from Holmes.
Okay. 359 TNL record.
Yeah, from 2012. So, you know, if things keep going their way, they're going to have to take their foot off the gas at some point. So,
yeah, I made a mistake. It was Bernie Champion who scored 54 against their 41. So Champion has beaten them. But they put up 63, 41, 56, and 59. Apologies to the Champion Chargers out there watching. Almost matching him stride for stride. Keith Fennell out there on a long route. Simeon Woodard in coverage, but Julian Cameron almost trying to match his counterpart. We're going to be out in Bernie Champion for our TNL game this year, so I better make sure I get it right. They'll be taking on Uvalde, who we've never had.
Pass interference on the defense, number 9. 15 yards from the previous spot.
All right, here's a look at Woodard on the coverage. Running with him and maybe use the left arm there to hold him up just a little bit. Woodard surprised at it.
Yeah, maybe at the top of the route, but I don't know. I mean, it's running stride for stride, and you know, the referee obviously was right there and looking at it the whole way, so you don't have a definitive angle one way or the other.
All right, so Gold's Gym first down for Brack. Firing to the near side, out of bounds. He missed Hector Hernandez. Did Julian Cameron. That'll set up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, just got to get those guys on the same page. I mean, again, that was a great play design, and that's one of those, if the receiver's got his head turned around, maybe a little early on in the play, that's a chance to maybe hit a home run themselves for Brack.
Second down and 10, 5:47 here to go in the second quarter. Brackenridge made a game of it early, but then Veterans Memorial has shown their explosive offense here in the second quarter. As Cameron turns and hands. And not much room to go for Marvin Livingston. Picks up 2. That'll be 3rd down and long.
R.U. Williams had himself a game too, huh?
Absolutely. Joined there by Nick Carson, senior defensive lineman, in there with Ryu. MacGyver Brown having a big night up front. He looks like the equivalent, the high school equivalent of that dude we saw from Auburn playing against the Aggies the other day.
Number 5.
That big dude up front. A&M doesn't want to see him for a long time.
No, I don't think anybody wants to see that guy. 6'5", 318. Mercy.
Little handoff coming this way, and there he is, MacGyver Brown. Carlos Hernandez going nowhere as big number 6 swallowed him up. Hey, one of the bands that's going to be seen on TNL this year is going to win a $5,000 band. Granted, it's all based on votes, so get out your phones and vote for your favorite band. Text band 5 tonight if you would like to, vote text band 9 tonight for Veterans Memorial. Band 10 to for Brackenridge tonight. We'll hear the bands coming up at halftime. Another low snap. High kick. Woodard runs up on it, fields it, gets outside. Got one block out there. No flags down, and a nice return across midfield. Traden Wise on the tackle. Interesting play at the end of this one here. Lost control a little bit, but he was out of bounds. You know, a little extracurricular, no call, maybe just an accidental trip.
A little nudge. It's football.
4:11 to go. Veterans Memorial, Paulette keeps. Paulette's got room. Paulette splits the defense. Paulette is going to run one to go with his passes. Touchdown, Veterans Memorial. 50 yards.
Wonder if he can run the 100 meters at state too, along with a triple jump. You gotta be kidding me. RPO, faking out everybody, and then look at the blocking downfield too. That was outstanding. And then you give Thor a little seam there, and you can kiss him goodbye. You're gonna be looking at Fanny and feet.
Man, are they impressive. You know, those receivers say, hey, man, if you're going to put them on the money that perfectly, we're going to block for you when it's your turn. And they did a good job of blocking downfield to create the seam, and then he showed off his speed by hitting it, splitting it, and taking it to the house.
So he's pressing 300 yards in the air, and he shows you what he can do with his feet.
Have to get Chris Kotfus to tell us our individual total offense record for TNU.
Tell you what, those guys are going to be pumped up before the end of this night.
Time for the Gold Public Smile Cam. Not a lot of smiling from that group, I would think. I want to be in part of the spirit group of a different team.
I don't know, man. They're going to be in great shape when they leave the ballpark tonight. They're going to sleep like babies.
Every night with this group. Going to go to their local Army recruiting station and say, can you do push-ups? Are you kidding me? I was in the spirit group over at Veterans Memorial. We did 400 every Friday night.
How many do you need me to do?
Marvin Livingston and Brian Leha again back to receive the kick from Colwell, who gets this one to about the 2. Juggled. Leha's got it. And he gets to the 15, 16-yard line. And Brack will try to get a little something going here before halftime with just under 4 minutes to play. And the Eagles trailing Veterans Memorial 42-7. Never can expect any team to take their foot off the gas in the first half. You may see some second teamers out there in the second half, but right now, Veterans Memorial trying to take sole possession of first place in district play against the team with an equal record. A little trickery. Hernandez has it. Nice gain on the play. Amari Frazier, the all-district safety, coming up to make the tackle, but not before he picks up about 8. I think it's 7. It'll be second down and 3.
Yeah, nice job on some of these run designs. I mean, isn't it kind of cool? You see offensive linemen out there and kind of like playing chess. You just get guys in the right spot. And they've had several of those run plays that have been very productive.
Staggered receivers at the bottom of your screen. Alimentes comes in motion. Same type play coming this way again. Same guy, Hector Hernandez. This time he's wrapped up. Good pursuit by Jaden Summers. And Summers was responsible for the pressure on that interception earlier by Woodard. And Jaden Summers having himself a night.
Yeah, better gap integrity that time by Veterans Memorial. They try to sift through some of this stuff that Brack is throwing at him tonight. And I'd say overall they've done a pretty good job of holding it up. But again, it's just, you look at them and this Veterans Memorial defense, they've got size, they got speed, and you can tell they've been coached. I mean, they're just going to be tough to move the football on consistently.
3rd and short, chance to pick up a first down here. Hernandez is met hard. Looked like he was going to get there, but Amari Frazier just popped him right before he could get to the stick, and that's going to be a collision of the game nominee.
Yeah, we've had a couple of them, and then, yeah, we forgot about that, right? They got size and speed. They've been well coached, and they'll hit you too.
Measure, and they're going to say that he picked it up. Looks short from here as we take a look at Amari Frazier. 4-year starter, 3-year captain, all-district performer, 5'9", 175, and look at the GPA, 3.9. Congratulations, Amari Frazier.
Well, we even talked about Moffitt tonight, number 23, one of their other safeties. And then there's number 6 doing his thing. But you know, Moffitt's another guy, great student. It's already been offered by a small college. And you know, this young man, too, has got a firm offer already from UTEP. And you can understand why the Miners like what they see in 6.
That's a grown man play, number 6. Keep your eye on him. Right there in the middle of your screen, just blowing up the entire offensive line and getting to the running back. That's just unfair. Second down and 14 now. Hernandez, both Hector and Carlos back with Talamentes. They throw a little bubble screen over the middle to Jade Rios, and he's tracked down just over across the 30 by Elijah Moffitt. And Brackenridge may want to just get to the locker room and kind of regroup with the physicalness of this Patriot defense, not to mention the way the offense is played against them. 49 seconds here, and we'll see what Willie Hall wants to do. 3rd and 5, maybe they pick it up, burn a timeout. You got 3 of them. In no hurry, though. You don't want to give it back to him with too much time on the clock. I doubt Richard Mendoza would try to run it up there. And again, good pursuit from the linebacker spot is Frazier again. Did you see him come from the middle linebacking spot to pursue the football and make the tackle?
Yeah, we were told that Amari Frazier is a good run stopper, and I think we were undersold on that. Boy, he has done a whale of a job coming up and snuffing some stuff out.
Making Coach Richard Mendoza proud. Looking back at the memories of those Judson Rocket linebackers back in the day when he played there, he is pursuing the football. That brings us to the end of the first half. It's been all Veterans Memorial. They lead it 42-7. here at halftime at Alamo Stadium, and Zach Hedrick on the sideline going to try and catch up with Coach. Stick around for our Lockaway Storage halftime show coming up. We'll have our Scholar Athlete of the Week. We'll hear from both bands. You'll be able to vote for the band Grant, and we go down to Willie Hall standing by with Zach.
Thanks, Don. Here with Coach Willie Hall. And Coach, I noticed making a gesture to your players as they head into the locker room, just keeping that chin up. You showed some wrinkles with the offense. I mean, what is it going to take to get your team back on?
Well, I think they've lost a little confidence. We've got to get that fire back in them. They stung us with some big plays, the thing that I said that we had to stop, the big plays, and we got our kids, get our kids ready to play ball again.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get back in there and get to work on it. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the second half.
Coach Willie Hall has his hands full, down 42-7. When we come back, it's our Lockaway Storage halftime show after this.
Welcome to the Lockaway Storage halftime show.
Welcome back to the Rockpile. 42-7, our halftime score. Joined now by Sergeant First Class Carl Killebrew from the U.S. Army.
Yes,
and Carl, we were talking before. This is kind of your scene. You were in the band in high school and everything. Hometown kid right here. Tell us, Sergeant Killebrew, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm originally from San Antonio, Churchill. My wife went to Taft. Been around with my career, but we're actually finally back home. So it's good to be back.
Good to be back. So,
yes, sir.
Sergeant Killebrew, what you've been in the Army for how long, and recruiting now, but do anything before you got into the recruiting side?
Before this, psychological operation and also a truck driver. So the Army has many different job opportunities. I was able to switch around and do many different tasks. Now I'm a virtual recruiter for the San Antonio Recruiting Battalion. So we do a lot of stuff online to try to help get the message out quicker and easier. So.
Well, and that's something that you guys, all the Army recruiters, have been talking about. Most people think, oh, there's, only so many things to do in the Army, but actually there's quite a bit to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of different jobs, not only career, but trade-minded as well. So reach out to us. If you see something you're interested in, we'd love to help.
Well, and Carl, how is it that, I know we got to stand here tonight, but if you can't make it out to the game, you can even just send something in on your phone.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if you're interested, text Thursday Night Lights, TNL, to Go Army. Again, TNL, Thursday Night Lights, to Go Army.
And then is there someplace else, I mean, if they aren't able to make it out to a game this year, some other places that they can go and check out more stuff?
Again, yeah, absolutely. Anything on social media, San Antonio Virtual Recruiting Team, VRT San Antonio.
And Carl was out here a couple weeks ago when we were doing push-ups up at Hero Stadium. Thankful that you're not doing push-ups tonight.
Yeah, the scores are actually a lot bigger. Wonderful game. So my arms are very appreciative. So.
Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. Hey, we're taking a look at the Veterans Memorial Band right now. Good uniforms, by the way, for the Veterans Memorial High School Band. Their director is Jeremy Brunny. The assistant band directors are Adam Apolinar. The drum majors are Tristan Dalfinas and Ethan Morales. We've got 89 members in this group as you watch them change formations. I like those unis. Old school band unis. A lot of bands now we're seeing like jeans and t-shirts and stuff, but they're going with the old formal. And then check this out, Chuck. Electric instruments, not just oboes and horns. The Veterans Memorial Winter Guard has made their way to state finals every year of their existence. And they got a little Tower of Power look here with a horn section, drum set, congas.
Got a bass with 5 strings on it, going next level, which involves more math.
Always fun to see the different groups, the ROTCs, the dance teams, cheer squads, of course the bands and the pep squads. Kind of why TNL was first brought into existence, not just to focus on the football players, but to see how these communities do and reach out to all the kids in their schools. And a lot of these coaches we talk to every week are proud that they're showing off their entire community. And it's not just the football team. Veterans Memorial handling their job from a football perspective tonight. Now we're getting to see another facet. Could have used those last week.
Isn't that the truth?
If you're impressed with the Veterans Memorial High School Band, you can text BAND9 to 44332. Remember, one of the 20 bands that performs on TNL this year will get the $5,000 band grant courtesy of Chris's Health and the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. The Lockaway Storage halftime show continues. We'll hear from the Brackenridge Marching Band when we come back.
You're watching the Lockaway Storage halftime show.
Welcome back to the Lockaway Storage halftime show. The Veterans Memorial Marching Band clearing the field. It's time to recognize tonight's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Each week we're going to highlight one student from each school that's playing on TNL. And at the end of the season, one of these recognized students is going to be awarded a $10,000 scholarship presented by Vulcan Materials Company. So let's meet this week's students.
My name is Joshua Walker, and I am a senior at Veterans Memorial High School.
Josh will be graduating in the spring with a GPA of 3.9. He and his classmates will be the first class of seniors who started as freshmen at Veterans Memorial.
It's been a really great 4 years, starting something new, creating a new program.
The team captain has been the starting center since the program's first season, an all-district selection. He helped pave the way for the Patriots' first playoff win in program history last year.
Taught me a lot about leadership and how to manage things and just be a leader all around.
Josh is a member of the National Honor Society, the Student Council, and helped start the school's Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He also volunteers at his church.
I've been ushering for the past 2 years at most masses.
Josh is still deciding which college to attend, but he wants to become a physical therapist. Vulcan Materials is recognizing an outstanding kid like Joshua Walker from Veterans Memorial High School.
Josh, congratulations on being the Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Julian Cameron. I'm a senior at Brackenridge High School.
The quarterback for the Mighty Eagles will also graduate in the spring. With a perfect 4.0 GPA, Julian ranks 7th out of a class of 325 students.
My parents help me out a lot. There's a big role model to me, especially my mom and dad.
Since his sophomore year, Julian has been juggling his time as a varsity athlete for 3 sports, playing football, baseball, and track.
Oh, that's a hard choice. I don't like picking a favorite. I just like all of them equal.
Outside of school, he volunteers at Elf Louise, Goodwill, and the San Antonio Food Bank.
I just want to be a leader to everybody so that they could follow me, and then we could just help make the community better.
As a member of the early college high school at Brack, Julian will also earn an associate's degree in addition to his high school diploma.
I would like to go to A&M for engineering, mechanical engineering or architecture.
Vulcan Materials is recognizing an outstanding kid like Julian Cameron from Brackenridge High School.
Julian, congratulations on being the Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Thanks, sir.
You're watching the Lockaway Storage halftime show.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights here on the CW. It's time now to listen to a few bars from the Brackenridge Marching Band. The Brack Marching Band is made up of 100 kids. The head band director is Jesse Orta, who is a proud veteran of the United States Marine Corps. He's got several assistant band directors too. Timothy Drayton, Joseph Mendito, Anthony Flores, Michael Church, Nicole Ron, Corinne Corba, and Catherine Chavaria. Got a couple of drum majors too, Pearl Rock and Arielle Pettis. Pretty good ensemble there, as you hear. Good use of the purple camo, too, I might add. And these BRAC marching band members have got quite a few contests coming up. They've got the Hornet Marching Band and the Hornet Marching Contest. They've got SAISD Marching Showcase. Then it's on to the Harlandale Marching Contest, the Rocket Review Marching Contest, Comau, and then the UIL Marching Contest later this year. The BRAC Band dedicates their halftime show to all the veterans and current members of our military. Remember, we've teamed up with the Children's Hospital of San Antonio to award a $5,000 band grant to one of the bands that appears on Thursday Night Lights this season. All based on your votes, folks, so get with it. It's time to get out your phone and make it happen. Hopefully you're already watching right now on CW35. But if you'd like to vote for the BRAC Band, please text BAND 10 to 44332.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare are shining the light on teams that model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Last spring, Peace Middle School's football team took time out of their weekend to help an elderly neighbor with her yard work. They also picked oranges and peaches from her trees that she was unable to reach. Judson High School athletes, led by the girls' basketball team, volunteered at Blessed Angels Community Center, prepping items at 5:30 a.m. and once the doors opened, provided 700-plus families with backpacks, school supplies, food, and water to start the school year. These athletes demonstrated the beyond-the-game values of sportsmanship, selfless service, caring, integrity, and respect. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org. Welcome back to Alamo Stadium. It's 42-7 Veterans Memorial over Brackenridge. As halftime continues here at the Rock Pile, it is time for our Mission Discount Water Softeners halftime highlights. It was already 14-0. Patriots when Brad gets on the scoreboard. Jade Rios on the receiving end of that touchdown to make it 14-7. But again, a huge night from Khalik Paulette. Isaac Guerrera on the receiving end of this one to make it 28-7. Paulette then going down the sidelines to Roberto Garcia to make it 35-7. And then Paulette's showing you he can run it as well as throw it. Busting this one 50 to make it 42-7. He added a couple of other touchdown passes to Darius Guess. In fact, Veterans Memorial has scored 6 touchdowns on 19 plays and totally dominating the stat sheet. We're coming back with the second half after this.
Thanks for watching the Lockaway Storage Halftime Show. Stay tuned for the second half kickoff.
Coach Richard Mendoza pacing the sidelines here at Alamo Stadium in complete control of this one, his Veterans Memorial Patriots with a 42-7 halftime lead over Coach Willie Hall's Brackenridge Eagles. Coach Willie Hall went into the locker room at halftime to get his guys fired up for the second half and get their heads up, and we'll see if they can do that as we get ready here with our second half kickoff, brought to you by the San Antonio Police Department. Visit sapdcareers.com. Veterans Memorial will kick it off here in the second half. Brian Leha and Marvin Livingston back to receive this one. And another good kick that goes all the way to the 5-yard line. And going across the 25, across the 30, and across the 35, still on his feet to the 37 is Carlos Camargo. So a new look for the Eagles back there to try to get a spark, and we'll see what they do and who they line up after a 32-yard return by Camargo.
Yeah, that was a really nice return. You know, he set it all up, made a nice cut, and then I thought did a good job finishing it off. That doesn't get you jacked to start the second half. I don't know what will.
All right, so Julian Castro back out to lead the Brackenridge offense. He's joined in the backfield by Carlos Hernandez. Now brings in motion Carlos Camargo to the near side. Reverse to Camargo, got a little seam there and a nice cutback. Stumbling across and near the 50 before he is brought down hard again by Dresden MacGyver Brown, who is making his physical presence felt all over the field.
He sure has, but that was a heck of a run and great blocking up front by the young men from Brack. Camargo getting a chance to tote the rock here and show off what he can do. That was a heck of a run, and he took a shot, but he popped right back up.
Julian Cameron leading the way for the Eagles. Jet sweep, pass deflected over the middle off the hands of Camargo.
And again, you got Mitchell and Dresden MacGyver Brown. Seth Powell, too big. These guys up front are just not giving away a whole lot. And Julian Cameron, I mean, he's got to get rid of that football because there are guys right in his face, and it is really hard to throw the football when the pressure's coming from right up the middle.
Second down and 10. 4 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Carlos Camargo lined up at quarterback. He's being pursued. Gets away from one tackler, but then is thrown down by Devin Brewer. So we take a look at a player profile on Carlos Camargo, the junior wide receiver, plays football, runs track. He's all district a year ago. He's a long jump champion, and he's given them a bit of a spark here with that kickoff return. And then I think Coach Willie Hall just wants to see somebody that's going to give me a spark, and he has.
Well, he talked a lot going into the halftime that the thing he was most concerned about was just confidence being shaken.
Injured Patriot down on the field. We'll take a break and let them tend to him. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Brackenridge Eagle. Trying to get his squad fired up here in second half action. Third down and 15 for Julian Cameron, the quarterback of Brackenridge. Rolling to his right, pressured, man behind him, being dragged down from behind. And again, Jaden Summers having a big night. But then again, who's not for these Veterans Memorial Patriots?
Well, I'm telling you, it's just elite level speed at the linebacking position. A couple of plays ago, we saw Ryu Williams closing. This time it's Jaden Summers. I mean, you can see why these guys have already had all district accolades as underclassmen. Now they're both seniors, and they are absolutely wreaking havoc on a really good quarterback.
Dominant performance here, as Simeon Woodard will have a chance to field this one Again, it gets away from him, and now he's being chased, dances, and he may end up getting some space out of this. He's going to go to the right-hand side, top of the screen. Flag flies way back here, so it may be coming back as Woodard goes across the 40, across the 35. And there's a flag down at the 20-yard line. And it may be a face mask against Bracken. If so, then that play will stand. Usually when you see a flag in that area of the field, it's some sort of block in the back or block below the waist. But it may have been a face mask. David Maxwell.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 20 of the kicking. 15 yards from the end of the run.
Dude, you've been okey-doking me all year. I don't know how you saw that from here.
I didn't. That's Jeffrey the intern.
He sure did. It was away from the ball.
Yep. I don't know if you can see from right there. (20 on 26) and yanked his head around. Yep.
Dangerous.
So great field position here for Veterans Memorial, already up 42-7. Khalid Paulette keeping it. Going to walk in for another touchdown for Veterans Memorial. 4 throwing, 2 running. Khalid Paulette dominating this football game along with his defensive counterpoints, parts. And Veterans Memorial about ready to go up 49-7.
He might save you some work this week for your John Wayne Player of the Week. I know we got a whole slate of games tomorrow night, but who's going to top this guy? Mercy. He's having a great month all in one night.
His stat line will be one to frame. Of course, he's had a few of them this year. Extra point right down the middle again. Cameron Colwell having a busy night too, and he's been perfect. All Veterans Memorial from Alamo. Welcome back. Veterans Memorial all over Brackenridge. Khalid Paulette on just 5 carries has 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. His passing numbers just as impressive. 6 for 9 for 228 and 4 touchdowns. So that's 6 touchdowns on 9 attempts. And how many carries? 5. 6 touchdowns on 14 plays. Almost out of bounds. And then going up the sideline is Marvin Livingston. And let's go down to Zach Hedrick. Zach.
Thanks, Don, very much. I'm joined here by Tristan Dauphiné. He's one of the drum majors over at Veterans Memorial High School. And Tristan, great job tonight on the performance.
Thank you.
So Tristan, I know Vets Memorial hasn't been around for, it's just 4 years. What's it like building a band program from the very beginning?
At first it's tough. You don't know where to start. Everyone's new. We're mostly freshmen, maybe some sophomores. And we're all just trying to get a grasp of what it's like. And so it's tough at first, but it definitely gets there with a lot of dedication, just perseverance, just like any other program. You just got to put in a lot of hard work and just kind of have a little structure. Everything fits right in.
Well, I imagine it's a lot of fun too, just doing this with all your friends.
Absolutely. Very fun. It's different from the rest of like the experience that you've had through middle school and elementary. It's hard work, but then it always pays off, and you always feel like you're a family, a different family that you're with more than your real family sometimes, just how long it takes.
Tristan, tell us about your show this year.
Our show is it's about rain, about umbrellas, about storms, and kind of how life kind of entertains that theme. It starts out as more of a jazz with Rihanna's Umbrella, and then it moves into more jazz, and then gets toned down with some Bruno Mars, kind of really bringing it in.
There you go.
Nice. And then it ends with this big, just rambunctious piece that it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's totally different from most shows, I think.
So you mentioned Bruno Mars. I know you were talking before. You help conduct stand tunes. What's your favorite stand tune to conduct? What's sort of the things that you play?
We conduct a lot of stuff, new and old. I think my most favorite is definitely the upbeats like Treasure or September. September's always a great one.
Right.
Absolutely.
I've heard that one a lot. So a lot of Bruno Mars, it sounds like.
Absolutely. We like to enter, I don't know, he's just a good piece. Everyone knows his songs. You hear Bruno Mars' piece and you go, oh, that's familiar. And everyone loves it. It's very fun to do.
Tristan, thank you so much for the time for joining us. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back up to y'all.
Thanks, Zach. Chuck, do you know how good that does my heart that these 17-year-old kids are flashing back to 70s Earth, Wind, and Fire and respecting September? Oh, that's so awesome.
I wonder if they have a choice.
But he said he liked it. Even if he didn't have a choice, he said he liked it. Who doesn't like September? Well, maybe you. Here comes a Slipknot reference.
Like, just some contemporary beats would be nice. I guess Bruno Mars would fit the bill there, right?
I got one that every band has always played since the song came out, and they still play it. Every band plays it, and it came out in the 70s on Broadway by George Benson. Remember?
Yes.
Bump, bump, ba-da-bump, bump, bump. We're back in 30.
Fly easier, fly San Antonio, where we have more than 50 food, beverage, retail, and service concessionaires for your traveling convenience, from national brands to local San Antonio favorites. Enroll in the SAT Rewards program, gain promotions, discounts, and points for every purchase. And your one boarding pass offers you access to every concessionaire in both terminals. Fly easier, fly San Antonio.
Isaac Barrera in at quarterback for Veterans Memorial, and he keeps it. Not a typical second-team quarterback here. He got a lot of the reps at this school before Paulette transferred in from Clemens. And Isaac Barrera is very comfortable playing the position.
Yeah, not only very comfortable, we get a chance to love on him a little bit more because Richard Mendoza had nothing but just glowing reviews when talking about this young man as not only a player, but as a quarterback or wherever they stick him on the field. I mean, he talked about him being really the foundation of the program.
Here he is up the middle. Watch this. Barrera to the outside, one man to beat, got an angle. Will he get there? Tripped up at the 11-yard line, but he almost busted that one.
Well, you can see why he likes him.
Again, he had a stronghold onto the position, and like you said, one of the great parts about him is that he's a team guy, and he realized he could be a big help to this offense in other ways, and so they've used him as a receiver, used him as a running back.
Yeah, talking to Coach Mendoza, he said, I don't even like the term buy-in. He goes, these guys are owners, guys like Barrera and Paulette. And that's what kind of guys they're talking about here. They're wise beyond their years in a lot of ways in terms of maturity and just the level of respect that they bring as individuals that obviously carries over to other guys as well.
Taking a look at our Go Public Smile Camp. A lot to smile about by the Veterans Memorial side, and the Brackenridge crew is still having a good time out here.
Yeah, it's all on TV.
Speaking of maturity, how about that Tristan kid from the band that Zach interviewed, man?
Yeah, sharp as a tack. Man. Let him come up here and do color commentary.
He's not going to call the quarterback the mayor.
We knew what you were talking about.
Touchdown, Veterans Memorial. It's J.C. Solitaire. Right up the middle. And they are at half 100.
Yeah. I guess when your name is Solitaire, you really can do it by yourself. Man, these guys, it's just, you feel like you're watching 37 Yankees with all these home run hitters. I mean, it's just one guy after another. Anybody that touches the ball is capable of going to the house.
Kick is up and good. I nominate Cameron Colwell, the kicker, player of the game.
He's going to have calluses on his foot.
They're going to wear him out. We're coming back with more. It's all Memorial.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Associated Collision Center, serving San Antonio since 1976.
Welcome back. The Brackenridge Spirit Group still having a good time despite the score tonight. It's been all Veterans Memorial Patriots. 56-7 with 5:23 to go here in the third quarter. Scoring summary, 4 plays, 54 yards. And it was J.C. Solitaire with the 7-yard touchdown run.
It's been an impressive performance. No doubt about that. We knew these guys were good. We knew Brack was good too. So, you know, to be able to put this kind of film together against a team that, quite frankly, had been rolling themselves, it's really, really, really impressive.
This is a 3-1 Brackenridge Eagles team coming in. The kickoff bounces at the 10. Bouncing around down there, better get on it. He does, and out to about the 11-yard line. Time to remind you about our San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge, sponsored by CPS Energy. You can register your squad to win a $1,000 or $500 cash grant to cheer at the Army All-American Bowl or the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game. Did I say Army? It's not. It's the All-American Bowl. Or the All-Star Football Game in the Dome on January 4th. Visit CW35.com. How many great players have we seen come through San Antonio play in that game? All-American Bowl.
A lot.
San Antonio's own Caden Stearns was the MVP a few years back, and he's got injury problems out for the Longhorns for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, and he was the guy, you know, there was all that hype around the young kid that was going to Clemson at quarterback.
Yeah, he picked off Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, ended up being the player of the game in that contest.
Yep. Sure enough, although Trevor Lawrence has redeemed himself pretty nicely.
I would say so.
At Clemson. Boy, are they good. All right, 2nd down and 5 here, 4:42 to go. 56-7 our score. Julian Cameron, Carlos Hernandez behind him. Talamentes goes in motion. They hand it to him. He's trying to get wide, cuts it back inside, and he met by Devin Brewer. And just how impressive has been this Veterans Memorial defense. I know their district opponents see tape on it, but this is kind of a different way to see it on TV. It's a little clearer and all of that. And if you're a Veterans Memorial district opponent, you've got a lot to study because these guys have every position solidified. Big guys up front in both trenches, linebackers, receivers who can run for days, quarterbacks and running backs. I mean, they've got it all. A kicker. Defense stuffs Brack here. I mean, they've got athletes all over the field.
Well, you know, there were expectations, obviously. I mean, you come on the scene last year and you win a playoff game in your first year playing varsity football. So I asked Coach Mendoza this week, you know, how do you handle the expectations? And he goes, you know, really, we don't even think about those kinds of things. I mean, to be good or not that good, we really don't care. The goal is to get better each and every week. For instance, this week, he's like, you know, can we be better on 3rd down? Can we take care of the ball better? Can we take away some of the strengths of the opposing offensive? Some of the strengths from the opposing offense, you know, that kind of stuff. He says, you know, it's about trying to give kids goals every week and inside the game and trying to reach those goals. He put it as only I could understand it in baseball terms. He said, you know, it's kind of like baseball. You've got to go out and win the inning. If you win a bunch of innings, there's a really good chance when you get to the 7th inning of a ball game, you're going to have a chance to win it. And so they've kind of put this plan in place, and it's short-term goals, and then let the long-term goals kind of handle themselves.
3rd down and long. Pass intercepted.
Ball hawker.
Simeon Woodard with another pick, his 2nd of the game. There was a collision. I didn't think there was any way he was going to be able to hang on to it, colliding with his teammate, but he sure did. Simeon Woodard went up and made a play.
And Jaden Summers, who's been all over the field.
Brewer, the teammate who is, oh no, it's Summers who's down. Yeah, and Chuck, 5 of these starting 11 were first team all district last year. Another one was 2nd team in Ryu Williams. But Woodard, Moffitt, Frazier, Jaden Summers was a unanimous first team all district performer. Dresden McIver Brown, first team. I mean, that's the majority of your defense was all district a year ago as underclassmen. A few of them as sophomores.
Yeah, Simeon's only a junior. So you got Woodard got his 2nd pick of the night, so he's got 3 on the year. And there we go, another guy that we can talk about, you know, talk about the football player, but the man's knocking it out in the classroom too, and just got tremendous ball skills. We talked about, you know, what a fantastic guy he is in terms of reading and playing angles. Just a next level guy. And then on top of it, you know, he's comes from a really good family too. His mom is a administrator in a school district. His dad's an attorney. You're talking about some kids here that are certainly well-rounded, and you know, not just the guy that shows up to play little football here on a Thursday night.
Alex Alva in at quarterback now. He's their 3rd QB of the night. Alva is a sophomore playing varsity and getting a shot here. Solitaire brought down. Good job by Max Arevalo. Time to show you our Monarch Trophy studios. I can tell you right now who both of those are going to. Monarch Trophy, a partner of TNL for so long. They're custom designed. If you're looking for trophies for your business, looking for those custom plaques, engraving, team trophies, business awards, give Monarch a call at 210-344-3777 or visit mtsawards.com.
So you're saying your soothsayer abilities are definitely on the rise tonight.
I am saying I wish Vegas had a line on it. JC Solitaire up the middle, tick near the end of the 3rd quarter.
It's cool talking to Coach this week too about what he thought of Brack. You know, he was really concerned about Puente being a great player and around the ball. And big, strong defensive front that they got there. And Coach Willie Hall and always having his squad ready to play. And we talked about, you know, the wrinkles that they were throwing at him early. Camargo, and he was naming them all off as if he'd been studying them a lot.
And also very valuable playing time here for Alex Alva as a sophomore, getting a chance in these type of games to get some varsity experience and get some real-time play against a good team. But it's all Veterans Memorial. After 3 quarters, it's 56-7, and we've got 12 minutes of football left when we come back on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back. Time for our Mission Discount Water Softeners 3rd quarter highlights. And Paulette danced in easy, make it 49-7, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. Solitaire went right up the middle to make it 56-7. Woodard had his 2nd interception on a physical play collision with his teammate. And it all adds up to domination by the Veterans Memorial Patriots. Here's Alva, the sophomore, on 2nd down and 7. Hand right up the middle. Solitaire close to the stick, going to be short of the 3rd down, but it'll be 3rd down and short.
Also got some subs in on the offensive line as well. We didn't really do a good job tonight talking about how wonderfully the starters played tonight, starting with our scholar athlete, Josh Walker in the middle, but left to right, Amari Wingate, number 59, Camaro Pettis, number 64. You got Oscar Ramirez and Cameron Santos on the right side. I mean, those guys just did a heck of a job tonight keeping their quarterback clean.
3rd down, 2 to go. Solitaire gets it, and he's going to score his 2nd touchdown of the night. His 3rd. J.C. Solitaire right up the middle. Touchdown, Veterans Memorial. And it's 62-7. They put 63 on Floresville earlier in the season, and then 1 extra point away from matching that.
Well, Solitaire came into this ball game with 14 carries for 52 yards and 2 scores, so he's really inflated things here tonight.
11:09 to go here in the 4th quarter, and the Veterans Memorial Patriots showing San Antonio, take notice, we're new, but look out.
(63-7) Patriots lead the Eagles early in the 4th quarter. Score may not be in the favor of Brack tonight, Mr. Jesse Orchard, but as we know, the band never stops playing.
Never. They never stop playing.
Jesse, really cool halftime show tonight. I mean, if you missed it, be sure to go to YouTube and check it out, because it is, I felt like we were, at 4th of July or something like that. What was the inspiration for that show, Jesse?
Well, being a veteran myself, I was part of the United States Marine Corps. I felt that we wanted to pay tribute to all the veterans and the ones that are currently serving, and also honor those the fallen officer, which is the significance of our shirts that have the blue stripe on there. And that's, you just want to bring everyone together and honor our veterans.
Very well. First, thank you for your service, but also, very fitting show for Military City, USA.
Of course. It's been well received by everyone.
Awesome. Well, keep up the great work. Now, Jesse, too, we love just all the different songs. Earlier today I heard Salt and Pepper on when y'all were on offense. What are some other, y'all are rolling out some new stand tunes this year. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm so used to the 70s, we're starting to roll into the 80s now. So that's what we're trying to do now, bring some new tunes in from the 80s, just get the crowd pumping with that.
There you go. So I know you don't want to, tip your hand too much, but maybe give us a little taste of what tunes you're going to be rolling out here in the next few weeks.
In the next few weeks, I don't know, you're just going to have to stay tuned, sir. You're just going to have to stay tuned.
All right, well, be sure to check it out. Jesse, thank you so much for the time, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Zach. How about the speed from Carlos Camargo? Julian Cameron finding him in stride, and that young man from Brack turned on the Jets.
He's been good all night. He's shifty, he's got some speed. Great job locating the football, and look at the vision.
He ran away from that Memorial defense. Hard to do. He's got another gear.
That's good. Still playing hard, still playing to win.
Big time play. 63-13, trying to make it 63-14. And that's exactly what Ruben Gomez does. 10:54 to go. All Veterans Memorial. Welcome back. Our Go Public Smile Cam out at the Brackenridge Pep Rally this morning. Eagles all fired up for their big game tonight. Hasn't gone exactly the way they wanted, but again, a lot of spirit over there at Brack. Those are the band uniforms we heard about earlier. Part of our Go Public Smile Cam
Willie Hall. Said to me before the game he's going to do this another year. And what a career he's had, 40 years of really helping kids. Kick is taken at the 20. Pushing forward is Isaiah. Excuse me. That's Caleb King on the return. He's got an All-American armband on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Willie Hall has done it year in and year out, right? You know you're going to get a really well-coached team and a guy that's coaching men, too. Has for a lot of years. I always enjoy talking to Willie before games, and we get him on TNL. Likes his kids, and he really thinks a lot of these guys as a group. There's still a lot of football left for the Brack Eagles, for sure.
You think of the kids that he's influenced, and some of his earliest players are now almost 60 years old. It just shows you the impact that he's had on 2 or 3 different generations of San Antonio kids that came up there, learned so much from playing athletics, especially football, perseverance and fighting through things when you don't think you can physically anymore. You learn about discipline, learn how to get back up after you've been punched like they have been tonight. Builds character, makes great husbands and fathers and employees. And Willie Hall's done a great job being a second father and sometimes the only father to a lot of these kids in his district. Another wide open hole there for Jake Rojas. Dorian Holland brings him down. Hey, Chuck, guess what time it is?
I'm guessing it's time for the musings of the uniform czar.
Oh, and I am fired up tonight because we have some rich and compelling details. First of all, the Patriots. This is a clean look. You know, they got the New England Patriots name, but they've made it their own with that crest and using only the Patriot on half of it. Good colors with the red, white, and blue. I love the center stripe on their helmet. Never a fan of the way it tapers in the back, but if you look at the front of their helmet and the way they use the striping, it's a unique stripe look with the wide stripe, the 2 thin red stripes. Never a fan of those kind of numeral font, but they make it work with the shoulder, the Oklahoma shoulder patch, and that's just a really, really original, good look. They didn't rip off the New England Patriots. They did it their own way. Meanwhile, on the Brackenridge side, they have 3 different eagles on their helmet. They got this incredibly new, abstract side main logo. Then they've got an eagle on the front, right where the stripe is. And then they've got some sort of owl on the back of their helmet. I think if they eliminated the other 2 and just had the big abstract, that's really cool. But you know what? Again, a lot of high schools rip off the Philadelphia Eagles. They did for a while. That's original. I like it. I think we got 2 good looks going on here tonight.
And let's be honest, these Eagles and these Patriots are infinitely more likable.
True that. True that. These are 2 of the better looking uniforms in San Antonio.
Don, with a name like the Uniform Czar, you need to get a great big hat like the great Karnak, like Johnny Carson.
I think that was a little offsides there, but no call. Well enough. Jake Rojas picks up 5. I don't know if I need a hat, but I think the Patriots have the Under Armour, so they've got an Auburn look to their pants. It's not. And then check out the center stripe. See that front eagle on the front? Right above the nose guard. They've got, you can't really see it unless you're looking straight on. There you go.
You know what, Zach? Shame on you. I expect Don to have some sort of Stone Age reference like the great Karnak that these kids won't know
See that?
what the heck we're talking about. But come on, man.
That is a classic Carson bit. if you haven't, go on YouTube, The Great Karnak. You will not be disappointed.
I'm glad you get it. Zach, I'm surprised that your generation remember classic carts.
Delay a game. The off.
I thought he was calling that on us. Delay a game. I thought, uh-oh, he got on the meeting, Zach. Chuck.
He wouldn't have been wrong. We wouldn't need to review that one.
By the way, how about the Richard Mendoza's staff's uniform, too? You got the same crest.
Sharp-looking crew.
Yeah, the red shirt.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Bad snap. Kick it. Cameron Caldwell runs it out of bounds. Ran some clock. Alejandro Vieja with a nice play to bring him down. And again, that's a clean look by the coaching staff. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Time to shine the spotlight on our Go Public Teacher of the Ball Game. And from Veterans Memorial High School, that'll be Jessica Baggett. She's a biology teacher, cross country, track and field coach. As you see, she's an outstanding teacher and coach. She embodies the values of a true patriot by giving her time and her talent to every student she encounters. Jessica goes beyond and above what is expected to ensure that every student in her class and programs is successful. You can nominate a deserving teacher at wegopublic.com. And thank you, Jessica, for all that you do. And you know, our kiddos are in good hands when teachers like you are involved.
6:29 to go here in the fourth quarter in a rout. Veterans Memorial 63-14 over Brackenridge. And it looks like the Patriots are on their way to a second straight year of being a playoff team. They won a game last year. This defense has the makings of one that looks like it could go make a deep run.
Well, you know, they got a tough league with Wagner in there, and, you know, this is not the last we've heard from Brack, so a lot of football left, but obviously we talked about it in the onset. I mean, you get into the third game in your league, and you got 3 unbeaten teams. This is clearly one of those games you would like to win if you got designs on winning a district title.
Cameron's got some room. Cameron with a man to beat. Try to get to the corner, did he?
He did. Nah. Thought he was
marked
going
him
to stick his
short.
hands up, and they're just waving him out of bounds.
Marked him right at the 1. And he's right there on top of it was that side judge.
Cameron's getting some college looks too. You know, we saw during our halftime piece as we take a look at the U.S. Army red zone scoring chance here for these Eagles, but Texas State runs a similar offense to what Brack does. And, you know, this young man we saw during that halftime piece, I mean, he's been working out with the likes of the legendary Sonny Detmer on his craft, so you know he's in good hands there. And why not cap off the drive, young man, after that nifty little drive? I mean, a nifty little run.
Julian Cameron punches it in for Brackenridge. And that score looking a lot more respectable. Again, 63-21 was the final for Veterans Memorial in their game with Floresville. And I don't think that Richard Mendoza has any sights set on scoring 70. But it'll be Brack's job to stop him. And they're going to take a timeout here before the extra point, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
I'm Rich Stinson, and on behalf of the entire team at the San Antonio International Airport, we'd like to say thank you. Thank you, San Antonio, for allowing us to serve you and all of your travel needs. For more than 75 years, we've been your hometown airport. Because of you, we continue to experience unprecedented growth, and we're excited about the future possibilities as we enter phase 2 of our strategic development plan. Thank you for flying easier, and thank you for flying San Antonio.
All right, 63-20, Brack on to attempt their extra point. I wonder if they wanted to just give their guys a rest or think about going for 2 here. I don't know. Willie Hall maybe just wanted to reset. Here's a look at the Cameron touchdown.
A tough guy, too, sticking his nose in there and trying to hit somebody.
Gomez will kick the extra point. It's good, and it's 63-21 with 5:28 to go here at Alamo Stadium. Here's another one of our Go Public teacher spotlights. Tamiko Matthews is the 11th grade history teacher. She's a product of BRAC, and you can read it right there. Teacher who goes above and beyond, pushes her students to be the very best in and outside the classroom, does so with great results, and so congratulations to Tamiko Matthews, our Go Public teacher spotlight from Brackenridge. You can nominate a deserving teacher as well.
WeGoPublic.com.
David Chancellor does a great job of bringing us those stories every week. Every Monday, they're good. Of course, what did you expect from David Chancellor?
Yeah, and there's so many great stories to be told in all these school districts. And I know, Don, we've had, our kids go through schools, and the education that our kids got, public, private, we put it up against the best.
Where would they be without good teachers, right?
Yep. I got a kid, she's a teacher, and I know that her kids are in great hands. I mean, it's just there's so many, all these schools. I mean, we're really, really fortunate living around here.
Remember to vote for one of tonight's band for our Children's Hospital of San Antonio Christus Health $5,000 band grant. If you like Veterans Memorial, text band 9 to 44332. If you like BRAC, band 10 to 44332. As the Patriots take the field, try to keep track of seeing who's getting the reps. And looking to put the lid on a very impressive win as they send Dorian Wilson on a bit of a sweep. Wilson is a junior, so you've seen a lot of underclassmen getting some reps here. Xavier Lopez with the tackle. Register your squad too, as well as the cheer challenge. 4 squads will get a chance to cheer at the big Saturday on January 4th, the All-American Bowl, San Antonio All-Star Game. You can register those cheer squads at CW35.com.
I look forward to that, as we do every year.
It's always fun.
Capping off another great season of high school football on the CW.
Alva straight ahead. Max Arevalo with the tackle.
Or Arevalo.
Funny times.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as I was talking with Richard Mendoza before the game, whatever happened to Mark and John and Steve and Bob? Especially for old guys like us trying to pronounce names.
Dude, I got, you see what my last name is like, so.
I know, and you know what? Every time I try to call you,
it gets messed up, right?
Siri says,
who?
Calling Chuck McKinnon.
Mike Tanak. McKinnon.
Something weird. Jake Rojas on the carry.
You get what you get, right?
Hey, San Antonio middle and high school players doing great things, as we told you about earlier with Riley on Beyond the Game, San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare, shining a light on these teams. So you can nominate those teams. You know of a great middle school or high school team that's doing good in the community, showing off those values of respect, integrity, selfless service, sportsmanship, and caring. You can nominate them at sanantoniosports.org. And tune in for these stories that we tell every weekend on Max Sports, on Fox 29, and Sports Sunday on News 4, shining the light on these schools and these teams. There's a handoff coming left. Rojas on the carry will take us inside of 3 minutes. So let's take a look at this Veterans Memorial schedule. In the middle of district play, they look unbeatable. Of course, Wagner is in their district. They've got Highlands, Jeff, Burbank, Burbank was undefeated at 3-0 for the first time in 41 years before this Burbank team beat them. And at Wagner, and then Sam Houston, who's always dangerous. So, you know, if I'm handicapping this district, I'm thinking Veterans Memorial and Wagner's at the top of that class. Sam Houston right there too. Burbank having a good year. And of course this Brack team. Pick six the other way. Keith Fennell going to the house. Did a great job of breaking on the ball. The sophomore Alva got a little overconfident there. Never saw Fennell, who made a great break on the ball.
Well, just feeling the pressure, wanted to get rid of it, but he didn't see two flash. Then it was flash to the end zone. Big time rally here late. Brackenridge, B-team guys stepping up and making some plays.
Yeah, if you're Willie Hall, you're glad that, you know, you're going in onto the bus with some positive feedback.
Yeah, no question. Then you get, you know, just the fact that you
Didn't
don't see
quit.
any quit.
Yeah.
100%.
Meanwhile, Brack playing the same district schedule. Wagner, Sam Houston, Lanier, Edison, and Highlands. So again, you're going to have Veterans Memorial, Wagner, Brack, Sam Houston, all there in the playoff mix, most likely.
Well, what's interesting, again, talking to Willie this week, he said, you know, all right, we're in league play. We got, we know Veterans Memorial's tough. We know Wagner's tough. And we know Sam Houston's tough. And we got them 3 weeks in a row. But he said, this is really the part of the season I've been looking forward to the most. This is why he coaches. You want to be in big games. You want to play in big games. And you want your guys to relish playing in big games, especially when you think you got a team like he knows he does. So why not, right? That's
Why
the
not?
challenge. You learn something about yourself in these games.
That's right. That's exactly what they're doing. When you've been around 40 years, you know what you're doing. When you're 17 years old, you don't quite grasp it, but you will someday. Another short kick. Robert Garcia with the catch. So, we're going to have to talk to old Carlos. Veterans Memorial is making some noise. They may deserve to be in the TNL top 10. Judson had a great win last week against Steele. Brandeis and Judson have been right there all year. Harlan's moving up quickly. Brennan at 4. Steele, I thought that was a little harsh for Steele to fall all the way to 5 after the way they played Judson, but the other teams in front of them are undefeated. You got O'Connor, Clemens. Man, Clemens is good too. That DiDomenico can sling it.
You know, and I think it's tough, man. You're talking about only 10 teams. I mean, I know you've got the tough task every week, and, you know, we had 2 or 3 teams that were undefeated that are knocking on the door to try to get in. And, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, Roosevelt, obviously, you know, that was one of those teams. Every coach that we talked to, right, before the season started said, hey, look out for those guys.
4-0.
And then they had to be 4-0 to get in. But, you know, there's a lot of teams that already were paying mass respect to Roosevelt, and rightfully so. I mean, they saw it coming. So, you know, Southside's undefeated. It's tough. You know, you're in a city with a lot of really good teams.
I haven't seen Wagner this year, but of the 5As, this Veterans Memorial, especially the talent level at each position on their defense, as good as their offense was tonight.
Delay a game on the offense, number 15. 5-yard.
When you start talking about 6 up front with Dresden, McIver, Brown, and then that linebacking core of Summers, Williams, and Brewer, and then Frazier, the way he played with Woodard in the back end with those secondary, haven't seen a 5A defense this good in a long time.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, it was a really strong performance on both sides, clearly.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Paulette, who I'm sure we'll be talking about more in the postgame show, who was just precision the way he threw the football and the talent around him. But defense wins championships, and if they stay healthy with the athletes they have on that defensive side of the ball, the way they ran to the football tonight, again, this was a 3-1 team that they beat coming in. So I think Veterans Memorial and Wagner going to be fun to watch later in the season.
Yeah, and we talked about the fact that a lot of these kids have grown up in the program and how much experience they have really everywhere. The offensive line, darn near every one of those guys is a returning vet.
We had a defensive injury. The Veterans Memorial has elected a 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 43 seconds.
Time for our Roselle Gardens collision of the game. We told you how good Woodard is. He brought the wood there. Simmons Woodard. All-district performer a year ago. As a sophomore, he was first team all-district. Still just a junior. Had an interception coming into this game and 2 tonight. And that'll do it. Veterans Memorial comes into Alamo Stadium in a battle for first place in the district, and they make no question about it. They are going to be heard from this season. Patriots behind Richard Mendoza dominate in a 63-28 win over the Brackenridge Eagles. So Brackenridge falls to 3-2. Veterans Memorial goes to 4-1. And I'm sure Willie Hall will right his ship as well, but has to be impressed with the job that he saw from the Patriots tonight. Hey, we're going to take it to break. When we come back, we'll hand out the hardware. The Monarch Trophy is going to our player of the game and to Coach Richard Mendoza and the Veterans Memorial Patriots when we come back.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by John Wayne Service Company.
Welcome back to the Rock Pile, Alamo Stadium. Veterans Memorial 63, Brackenridge 28. Time to hand out the Monarch trophies. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick, who's with the Patriots.
Thanks, Don and Chuck. Appreciate it. Hey, guys, 3-0 in district play. How does that feel? Yeah! They like it. They like it. All right. Hey, we could have handed this out to a lot of different guys tonight. I mean, great team effort tonight, but just let me read off here. It's a lot of stats to keep track of. This guy tonight, 5 carries, 96 yards, 2 touches. 2 touchdowns, that is. 228 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, so a total of 324 yards and 6 touchdowns. Where's Mr. Khalik Paulette? Khalik got this for you here. Throw that on.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Hey, great game. So, you had, right from the get-go, you guys were clicking. What was it about tonight that just got y'all going? I mean, y'all have been doing this all year.
So, Coach just got us hyped before we got out here, and I'm just blessed, coming out here playing with my teammates. I faced a lot of adversity throughout my high school career, and just, shout out to the O-lineman up front, shout out to the defense. I'm just happy to be with my team, man. I just love it.
Where does that come from? Is that from the summer? You're scrambling around, you're making plays on the run, but also in the pocket too. Where does that come from? Where you're able to make plays with your wideouts when it breaks down?
Just at practice, we start fast. We don't have time to think about it. Just always making the play. You just got to keep the play alive and just got to make something happen for my team. I have a whole bunch of love for them, and I'm not gonna let the play die. So.
Well, Khalik, thanks so much for joining us. Great game tonight. We got to bring in your coach here, Coach Richard Mendoza.
Yes, sir.
Congrats, man. Give it up for Mr. Khalik here. Coach Mendoza, congrats. I mean, where to begin, Coach? I mean, I felt like watching the offense tonight, I was looking at the Oklahoma Sooners here.
No, it's a total team effort. Our defense got us the ball back. Really proud of all these guys and the way they're gelling together. Really excited about the progress. But, we talk about each week has a life of its own. We got to get back to work tomorrow.
Conversely, you know, on the other side of the ball too, defense was playing lights out tonight as well. What was clicking for you with those guys?
You know, just their leadership. They got great leadership. You know, we got a great coaching staff that's really getting them to be able to see the differences. You know, Brackenridge has got a talented ball club. They do a lot of things. They do a lot of things well. We were lucky to be able to get them off the field.
So 3-0 in district play. How does this performance set you guys up for the heart of the district schedule?
Well, we got to go back and try to compete and have the same success. But, you know, like I said, every week has a life of its own. We got to come ready to work tomorrow to get better. Proud of our kids, proud of our community, proud of our school, proud of a lot of the things that I had an opportunity to put it out for our young school. It's really exciting for our band and our student body. Really excited about that. Really fortunate to be a part of Patriot Nation.
Coach, thanks so much, and we got some hardware for you as well, so congrats again tonight. Your Veterans Memorial's Patriots tonight. The victors tonight, they're 3-0 in district play. Don and Chuck, back up to you guys.
Chuck, I don't know about you, but I like the, hey, act like you've been there before, right? Like this is just a regular season game. Like Coach Mendoza has bigger goals for this team, and you can see he's not going to be too fired up. He's going right back to work. I like that.
You know, I was talking to some of the assistants before the game, and I said, hey, when do you guys play Wagner? And they looked at me for a second, and they said, we're not really sure. I mean, we're week to week. So, I mean, that's kind of how they handle their business, and, boy, do they take care of business tonight.
You come up under D.W. Rutledge, you don't look past tomorrow. It's time for our Holy Cross of San Antonio play of the night. Pick one, right? I mean, Paulette, how about the keeper? One of his 6 TDs, split the defense, going to the house. That, our Holy Cross play of the night. We'll be back to wrap it up when we come back. Welcome back, 63-28, the final time for our Mission Discount Water Softeners highlights. There were a lot of them. Not going to show you all of them because we'd be here till 11 o'clock. But Brackenridge got into the ball game, got it down just to 14-7 on that touchdown to Jade Rios. And then it was the Kalik Paulette show, throwing this touchdown to Isaac Barrera, the former quarterback, made it 28-7. Paulette going down the sideline to Roberto Garcia to make it 35-7. Paulette had that 50-yard touchdown run, which was our Holy Cross play of the night, to make it 42-7. And it was never in doubt after that. Hats off to the Brackenridge Eagles for fighting in there, had a pick 6. As you look at Paulette again going in for his 2nd rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
J.C. Solitaire, 3 touchdowns on them.
Right, I mean, he had double-digit touchdowns with both teams chipping in. I mean, it was a lot of scoring and a lot of fun.
Woodard with 2 interceptions. As we take a look at the total domination on the stats, 63-28 the score. And Chuck, I think we've beat the dead horse that this is a team with all you need on both sides of the ball to make a run.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, stacked. Top to bottom, O-line, D-line, linebackers, running backs, wide receivers, DBs, they got it all. Kicking game was pretty impressive too.
Hey, we're off next week. In 2 weeks, we've got Brennan and Marshall as we get into the thick of the district schedule over on the north side of town. So join us on October 10th for that one. Brennan, they're in the TNL top 10, right at the top. Hey, our executive producer is Dean Radla. Brian Watts, the director. Chris Kotfus, our producer extraordinaire. For Chuck Mikatenik, Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines, Alex Garcia with the weather, our unbelievable statistician, Mark Kusenberger, and intern Jeffrey, the spotter of the night, who came up big tonight on a couple of huge occasions. We'll see you next time on Taco Cabana. Thursday Night Lights presented by John Wayne Service Company. 63-28, Veterans Memorial tonight.